hello. Welcome. Hopefully, let me test my sound. Make sure y'all can hear me. Happy Monday, I should say. I was going to say good afternoon, but it is definitely not afternoon. It is evening. Just want to check in with you. Anyway, today we're going to be dropping some information, a lifetime of wealth. So be sure if you're live to drop something in the chat. We're going to tell some stories. We're going to drop some gems. We're going to talk about how much money we really are making in this lifetime that we just don't know. Hello, Cheryl. But let's get to it. I'm your girl, Saran. I help high income, high net worth women and individuals to go from chaos to calm in their finances so that they can enjoy more of life being travel, brunch, fun, all the things that we want to do with all the money that we make. So, hi, Regina. But we're going to talk about lifetime wealth. And I have a new affirmation for you this week. I'm going to put it in the chat. This week's affirmation is I embrace health, welcome wealth, and accept myself wholeheartedly, cultivating a lifetime of joy. I embrace wealth. I'm going to put it in the chat. And if you want, go ahead, challenge yourself to say it every day or write it every day or whatever you feel like will get it into your spirit to help you. I write my affirmations every day for those of you who don't know. I have a whole book full of affirmations that I tell myself on a regular basis. So let me put it in the comments. Put it in the wrong comments earlier. But let's talk about a lifetime of wealth. I had this conversation with a bunch of ladies on Saturday. I was so excited to be in the room, about 75 women down in Southern Maryland, teaching about money. And one of the concepts we talked about was all the money we're going to ever make in our lives, or one of the things they call the lifetime capital potential, or your personal economic model, or, what is your value financially? What do you make? And I think many of us have no idea what our true value is. And so I'm going to give you a quick formula today so you can figure it out. Because here's the thing. Almost every one of us are walking around $1 million asset. And you're probably like, I don't make no $1 million, friend. What you talking about? Well, you do, and you have. You spent over $1 million. Why? Because based on the income that you make annually, considering whenever you started working, you multiply that by the number of years you're going to work, you will have made millions with an S of dollars. So I like to do super simple math. So let's say you make $100,000 a year. Let's say you started making $100,000 at age 30, which is pretty early, but you're making $100,000 at age 30. And you got another 30 years to work, 30 or 40 years to work. Well, the simple math is 100,000 times 30 years is $3 million. Or if you work 40 more years, 100,000 times 40 or 40 years is $4 million. You see how simple it is to be a millionaire? The issue is that we don't know how much wealth we're making in our lifetimes. And so we are squandering it away thinking, oh, it's just $20. Oh, it's just $100. Oh, it's just this. Oh, it's just that. And the bulk of that money that we make, of those millions of dollars in assets that we make, will go to two things that we got to get control over. And those two things are taxes and the amount of interest we pay on our debt. Now, there's ways to do that, and we can talk about that. I'll talk about that in another video, but we're talking about really understanding how much money you're worth. Now, you're probably like, well, Saran, you said somebody making $100,000 a year. I'm not making $100,000 a year. I'm only making $50,000 a year. Okay, same math. 30 years old, you're making $50,000 a year. You work another 30 years, or 40 years. Guess what? You're still $1 million. Still. So instead of being worth 4 million over the 40 years, you're now worth 2 million in 40 years. You didn't get out of it. Just making it's just not as many million. You still are $1 million asset. And we could do that with any number, 30,000, with 20,000. Now it'll take more years to get to it, but you still will make it. Now, we can fast forward and say you're making $200,000 a year or 250. Now you accelerate the rate that you get to these millions of dollars. And so I say that to say, stop walking around here like you a penny dollar store chick. Oh, bro, you're $1 million asset. Because who's clear about how much you're worth? I tell you, I know for sure who knows how much you're worth. The IRS, the creditors, and the banks, and anybody you're going to buy something from. And that's why all three of them spend so much money. Well, maybe not the IRS on you, but all those entities, the creditors and the people who are going to sell you something, they spend so much money to sell it to you because it's their job to get you to separate with those dollars that you put in your pocket. I hope that's selling in pretty good. But the thing is that until we know our value and our worth, which is what the affirmations are for, if you haven't figured it out, the affirmations are to help you to shift your mindset about you so that you can understand your true value, so that you can understand that you have always had what it takes. You have the earning potential. No matter what your annual salary is, you will at some point have earned $1 million and or spent $1 million, especially if you get to the end and you don't have anything saved. So one of the things is to know our worth and to be sure about it. And there's a parable they talk about in the Bible, and I think I mentioned it before, is, you could be the guy with one talent who takes his talent and buries it in the ground and does nothing with it. Or you can be the guy with 3 talents who has 3 talents and figures out how to go, at least double it. Or you can be the guy with 5 talents and be the guy who triples it. Now, those numbers are probably off because I hadn't read the parable in a long time, but you get what I'm saying. The idea is that to take the talent you have and to multiply it. And that's what it comes to your dollars. The things is, you're making this money. It is your job to go and multiply that money, or you bury in the ground and you can lose everything because you haven't taken the time to cultivate who you are and who you want to be and who you want to be to yourself first and who you want to be to the world. Because at the end of the day, we can make all this money and still don't have the belief system, the belief in ourselves, the love for ourselves, and the confidence in ourselves to go out and do more things that will not only benefit us, but to give us the ability to pour into others and into other people, family, friends, communities, businesses, places around the world. Those are the places and spaces that you'll be allowed to go once you're able to know your worth, charge it, manage it, and keep it from the debtors and the tax man as much as you can legally. I'm talking all legal stuff, none of that legal stuff, right? When it comes to your taxes, but making sure that you know that you are in your lifetime, you will be a millionaire, and you have been a millionaire. My example, I started at age 30. I didn't count those first 10 years of working, or even the first 15, because some of us started with summer jobs, right? And that little bit of money, you think that's not a lot of money, that's a little bit of money. Now, I'm young enough to know that my first summer job, it was like $5 an hour, $5.25, and that was above the minimum wage. So I was getting paid, okay? And the minimum wage now is like $15.75, almost $16. So that gives you some idea of how money grows and how inflation moves and how things go. But that is really the thing. You have to know your value, and you have to move in that space and move in a place of confidence and love to know that you're there. And the more you can conserve and find a way to make it grow, the more you'll be able to see later in life when it really counts, when you won't be able to earn any more money. So that's all I have tonight. I don't have a lot, but it's your girl Saran. I'm here to help you go from chaos to calm with your finances. So you can meet me back here every Monday, and you can catch lots of resources on my YouTube channel. But for tonight, peace, love, and light. Let's get your money right.